Hi, we've been talking about human needs this week, human needs psychology. And the six human needs are what the topic is. Last week we talked about certainty, and today we're going to be talking about variety or uncertainty. And the cool thing about human needs psychology is that it's the common basis that's for almost all of the decisions that we make. It's what drives our behavior. And there's six human needs. The first four are the needs that we have to meet. Okay, we have to meet these needs because they're for our basic survival. And then the last two are a little bit different. So first four: certainty, variety, and variety is variety or uncertainty. That's another way of describing it. Significance, and then love and connection. And these four are the ones that we have to survive. Okay, they're the integral personality kind of drivers that we each have in our life. They're not right or wrong, and we're all meeting them every single day. The last two, growth and contribution, we don't need them for survival, but if you want to have a life that's fulfilling, where you feel like you're fulfilled and satisfied, then growth and contribution are the places to look for those. Okay, so last time in the last video, we talked about certainty. And today we are talking about variety. And variety, another name for variety, is uncertainty. Okay, it's the opposite of certainty. We all have a need for variety, okay? Variety is challenge, it's stimulation, it's surprise, and we need to have things that are unknown. Otherwise, we end up feeling bored or lifeless, and our bodies, our minds, and our emotional well-being all require a certain amount of variety, a certain amount of surprise and challenge or suspense in our life, right? So picture you're, working a desk job and you do pretty much the same thing every day. It's same thing, different day each time you go to the office. And that sort of monotony or certainty in that job creates a certain feeling in our bodies. And we will end up craving uncertainty because of our need to balance our lives out, okay? And whether you're looking for it intentionally or unintentionally, we're going to meet that need in our life somehow because that's how we are as humans. It's how our brain works. So sometimes you'll notice some people will unconsciously create drama or chaos in their life, and that's filling that need for variety in their life. I know I used to do that myself when my husband and I were early in our marriage, and we're raising kids and we have a business and we're doing a lot of the same things every day, week after week. And unconsciously, I would have this driver to create some sort of drama or some sort of, little bit of chaos in our life. And most likely, as I look back on it now, I realized I was probably just trying to get some variety and I didn't know it. I wasn't aware of it or trying to do it consciously. I was really living on automatic. So it wasn't an intentional thing, but each one of us are going to try to meet our needs in some way, like I said, whether it's automatic or intentional. Okay, so we were talking about certainty last time in the video, and we were talking about our level of enjoyment in life is really in direct proportion, direct measure to the amount of uncertainty that you can deal with. And uncertainty can come in the way of problems in life or uncertain circumstances that come up. There could be, a loss of a job or a health crisis or something like that. And that will create variety in our life, not probably the kind of variety we want, but it will create that uncertainty. And even that type of external circumstance can fill our needs, okay? So we're getting our needs met, like I said, all the time in different ways. So if you're not consciously choosing the way you're meeting your needs, and then mixing it up with just regular external, everyday circumstances, then you're missing out on the ability to intentionally choose how you get your needs met, which could miss out on you getting what you really want in life. Because if we're not intentionally choosing, then we're just living on automatic, and we're sort of letting life happen and missing out on an opportunity to really get ourselves to where we want to be. Does that make sense? People choose lots of different ways, just like certainty, to meet that need of variety or uncertainty. Just like certainty, I know we mentioned drugs last time. Drugs and alcohol can meet a level of certainty, a level of comfort. Well, just as it can meet certainty, it can meet the uncertainty need as well, or variety. Drugs are mood altering. They can change the way we feel. And so it creates that variety that maybe we're craving. And one of the things that I didn't mention last video was we have these 6 human needs, these drivers. And if the behavior or the thing that we are using to fill that need, if that behavior, let's say it's drugs, fills 3 or more of the needs, then we're much more likely to become addicted to it. Now, we could get addicted to all sorts of things, right? We can get addicted to drugs, alcohol, smoking. We can get addicted to great things too, like exercise and challenging ourselves and doing really great in business. We can fill our needs with all sorts of different things. So this month we're talking about another way to think, which is hopefully expanding your view of how we think, what drives us, how we do the things we do, and what we can do about that to really get ourselves to a place where we can live the way we really want to live. So going back to drugs. Drugs also create variety. Mood change. Eating can do the same thing. Eating can create variety because you can get sushi, or you can get Mexican food, or pizza, or steak, or vegetables, all these different things, right? But it also meets a need for comfort because it's certain. We know that we can count on that. It creates those brain chemicals. And that's another thing. Sometimes people struggle with eating because it does fill a lot of the different needs, especially if we're using it for social connection. Once it starts meeting a lot of different needs, then we get very locked on to using it to fill our needs. So we got to be conscious of those things. Cigarettes. I used to smoke cigarettes, and it's funny because when I was just telling someone the other day about that. I don't know if you guys remember this, or maybe I'm dating myself, but back in the day, I used to feel like I started smoking when I was in like 8th grade. I tried it with a girlfriend of mine, and I felt so significant. I felt so cool. I remember like the commercials for Virginia Slims, and the women looked so beautiful and so confident and, amazing. And when I smoked, I didn't realize it at the time, but looking back on it from when I was trying to quit smoking, it really gave me a feeling of significance. And it was also, I used it for variety because sometimes I'd go out with my husband and we'd go to a restaurant, and if he got up to go to the bathroom and I felt kind of alone and on my own and insignificant, I would use it to fill significance. And then I would also use it to fill variety or comfort. So it filled a lot of different things, which is why I ended up smoking for a long time and then finally, quit. But it filled all these different needs for me. In the positive, for variety and uncertainty, because they're the same thing, in the positive, you can use music. I know for myself, when I work in my office a lot, and I'm in the same spot for a long period of time, I like to mix it up. So I'll put music on my computer and listen to Pandora, or switch up the radio station, and it will, I'll go from country music to pop music to, sometimes more hardcore music or something. And it gives you that variety. Exercise does the same thing. It gives you a variety. It gets your state change because you're moving, and all of a sudden your cells are moving, and it creates a different state. It's something different than was before. And so you get that variety feeling, that uncertain feeling. could be the way you decide to drive yourself home. You know, if you're taking the same route every single day and you're a commuter, change up the way you go home. Take a different route. Go look at some houses you've never looked at before, or drive past a lake or some beautiful scenery. Change it up and give yourself that variety. You can get variety from lots of different places, TV and social media. That's why you see a lot of people having issues these days with, you know, being addicted to social media. It's meeting so many needs for people. You know, we're getting connection with other people. We're getting variety. You know, you see a lot of people having issues of getting on social media when they're at work. It's like if things get monotonous, they'll go on social media, and it's meeting all of these different needs for certainty and uncertainty or variety, significance, connection. You know, in the connection in social media is you know, people being able to interact with each other. But you're also getting significance. You know, somebody likes your photo, all of a sudden you get 30 likes on your photo and it feels significant. So it's meeting all of these different needs. And I really just love all of this, looking into what drives our behavior, because it makes such a difference. And when I work with clients, coaching clients, we really dive into some of this stuff to see what is driving the different things. And then also, depending on what vision they have for themselves and their lives, creating purposefully different behaviors that will fill those needs, but it'll actually get them closer to where they want to go. So it's a really cool human need psychology. And one of the things that you really want to pay attention to is the things that you're using to meet your needs. Are they something that is filling your need, but it's for your highest good and the highest good of other people? You know, is it good for you and for everybody else involved? Is it in alignment with where you really want to be and who you are as a person and what you really want to represent? And is it also something that is sustainable, you know, that you can do long term? So I'm going to leave you with a question, just like I did last video. Pause for a minute and kind of examine, you know, remember, this is not right or wrong. However you're meeting your needs, I'm not judging. I don't want anybody else to judge it. I just want us to be aware of how we're getting our needs met, right? So think about it, pause for a moment, and try and figure out, where are you getting your need for variety or uncertainty? Both the same thing. So where are you getting that need for variety? Where are you meeting that need in your life? Maybe it's in your job. Maybe it's in your exercise. Lots of different ways. What are you doing that meets that need for variety in your life? And when you think of it, if you could just comment below, and we'll see what everybody else is thinking, how they're meeting their needs, and we can kind of make this a fun game and start looking and being more aware of the way we think and use our brain. So thanks for taking the time today. Next video, we're going to talk about significance. Have a great day.